The air is electric. The battle is set. A destiny forged they'll never forget. On Sunday we march, a relentless green tide, with honour our weapon and faith as our guide. When they crawl from the shadows, the filth and the dross, counting the minutes till they suffer the loss. And there the Huns, the hollow, the cold, whose stories of grandeur are lies poorly told. Their dust on the pavement, stain on the view, far lesser than shite found in the sole of my shoe. They tremble in silence when Celtic Park sings, for they know what the passion of paradise brings. Can you feel it? The pulse, the heat in your veins. We're breaking the anchors and snapping the chains. There's a brick wall before us, then tear the thing down to size. We're hunting for blood and we're keeping the prize. No retreat, no back steps, no holding the line. Just ruthless pursuit of a victory divine. On Sunday, the Giants of Glasgow arise, with fire in our bellies and steel in our eyes. The whistle will blow and the slaughter will start, driven by courage and a Celtic heart. By sunset, the world will see what we knew. The city is green and white. The day belongs to you. From your Celtic Supporters podcast, from us to you, hail, hail, and faithful through and through. Come on, Celtic!
Yes!
Brilliant.
Goosebumps, mate. Goosebumps. Yes.
Come on, Celtic!
Come on!
Derby weekend. It's fucking Derby weekend. We're here. It's your Friday night podcast, your Celtic Supporters podcast. Welcome to everybody as well. So we have myself, we've got Andy, and we've got a guest this evening, Sean the Mac. You may recognise Sean as well from a lot of the comments that you see on our comments page or on our comment slider there as well. So we'll get into some introductions, gentlemen. Andy, how's your week been, sir?
Aye, good, mate. Started out in Ireland at the start of the week and get back here a couple of days ago. Just been kind of local. So, aye, a half decent week. Again, always look forward to a Friday, getting on here, talking to you guys, talking to the interacting with the community that watches, and obviously Glasgow Derby weekend, the anticipation can't come quick enough. But again, a very important game on Saturday night as well, you know, with Motherwell and Hearts. So something could give there. I've got a funny feeling something's going to happen there. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend. So looking forward to it.
Good man. Sean, welcome to the show, brother. You have been a regular guest, a regular contributor, buddy, but here is your breaking your popping your cherry on the show. How's your week been, first of all, mate? How's your week been?
Tight going as usual, tough out week at work, but sure, we have to do that, don't we? But come here, thanks very much for having me on, lads, and hello there to everybody out there.
No,
looking forward to the weekend. Obviously pretty nervous, but I'm slightly confident we might get a result.
Yeah.
You know, a 1-0 will do me anyway. And I have a feeling that Motherwell will take something off Hearts as well on Saturday night.
Yeah. That will see if they do, Sean. That keys. Well, imagine the absolute. You wouldn't need any kind of G up or any kind of fucking sort of like stories like they said at the start there as well to get you G'd up for that. Imagine they did that. Imagine they actually 10 points off and you just say to Celtic as well. There's all your motivation.
Oh yeah.
They've given them the route back in there as well. Go and beat the next 3 teams. You win the league. No fucking favours needed that for anybody. But welcome.
See if Motherwell Day beat Hearts the tomorrow night, I would instantly get Jens Bertolaska on a contract right now. Right after that game, sign him up, you know, and then when we play him, obviously, you know, it's got to go in our favour, innit? I really hope he comes to Saturday day. I know Peter have got that negative. Okay, we'll get into that later.
He's on part of the agenda, so let's keep the Askew talk on there as well for a wee bit later on as well. But Sean, I know obviously you've been in contact with Andy as well, so we've had maybe a couple of attempts to get you on as well. But it's a pleasure to have you on tonight, mate, and it is a very, very good show for you to get on as well, because generally these shows is all full of kind of pump and bluster for us as well about what's coming up on Sunday as well. So we're also waiting on Paul. Paul will be along any minute now, as usual, on the Fridays. And we are hoping that we are going to get a visit from our man in Geneva, our Nicky Weir, is scheduled to appear later on in the show. And for all of our viewers as well, there will be a giveaway tonight, and that's based on what Nicky wants to do with it, basically. So there will be CSC Geneva top that will be up for grabs and a prize tonight. What we're going to do with that, we'll wait for Nicky as well. We're not that organised, you see. We are certainly not that organised. I just want to get back up to the top as well. I think it was young Alistair. Alistair had mentioned something earlier as well. So yes, RIP to Franny Mullen, a legend, went everywhere to follow the Celtic. So
Yeah.
Somebody that I knew, Alistair, as well, but part of the Celtic family. We will always send our best wishes, condolences, or whatever it may be to everybody involved in that as well. So RIP Franny. I hear that from everybody what they're saying as well. True gentleman, true Celtic man as well. So condolences from everybody at the Celtic Supporters Podcast, buddy. For anybody that knew the man as well, then God rest him and may rest in peace as well. So let's get on with what we need to do. First of all, before we start into the chat as well, 2 special thank yous to give, as always, to our sponsors of the podcast. First and foremost, it's our man at Adelantes. It's our Des, adelantes.co.uk. You can use discount code CSP5 at the checkout to get you £5 off of your merchandise. There's cracking t-shirts there. There's cracking jumpers there. There's cracking tammies there. There's cracking mugs there. There's cracking all sorts of stuff there. So if you are looking for a wee special present for somebody nice this time of year, or whether just looking to get yourself decked out, go and see Des at adelantes.co.uk. He will get you sorted. Or is it .com?
.com.
Fucking there, 2 podcasts in a row I'm talking utter shite. So yes, .com, sorry, .com. Second one we've got as well is our new sponsor, which is McFadden Decor, award-winning painter and decorators as well, Stephen and the team there. So if you are looking to do some glitz and glamour to your home, if you're getting a wee bit of freshen up for the summertime, please keep McFadden Decor in mind. They are, as I say, award-winning painters and or decorators. Whatever you're wanting, give Stevie a shout. If you're looking for number, we will put the number across a banner running across the show in a bit. So, gentlemen, let's start no further than where we're going to be heading on Sunday. Sean, I'll come to yourself, brother, as well. Let's not go into predictions of team or anything like that too much just now, but what's your thoughts? Which we've not really spoke to yet, so we've all going to go our routines of what we do before the games and how we're feeling before the games as well. So generally, what's a derby day look like for you, and what's the lead up to a derby day look like for you, mate?
Well, obviously I'm not heading over to the game this time, but it's an early start. Always a few beers on a Saturday or Sunday morning whenever it's on. Head to the pub or whatever and meet up with the lads to go and have a few pints. But this year I don't know. And I don't think I'll be going to the pub anyway because it's really nervous. It's going to be really nervous Sunday morning for me this year. I'll be honest with you, I'm dreading it. I hate these games most of the time anyway, to be honest. Yeah. But this one now is, Jesus, it's a big one. You know, we have to beat them no matter what. It's a must win. And sometimes it's been a long time since we've been into a derby where we've had to beat them. Unless it was on a cup or something like that there. But in the league, we've more or less always been in front. But now we have to beat them to try and keep them a chance of winning the league. Yeah. Which I think it makes it a lot more harder. So it does.
When you start to add on I think generally these kind of games, Sean, that the game is a big enough occasion to it as well because of who it is you're playing and what it is you're playing against. And just the whole kind of clash of with Celtic and Rangers as well. It's a big enough game as it is, but when you kind of put the situation of what happened to them kind of Monday there as well, with them basically their league chances are blown to bits now. I'd asked the guys on Monday's show as well, what would you have feared more coming to Celtic Park on Sunday? A Rangers still hungry for a title, or a Rangers hungry to stop Celtic getting a title? What do you think would be the harder team to face, or harder motivation to face, basically?
Well, they're going to be out to stop us no matter what. So they're like, I think it'd still be the same, no matter if they were going to win the league or if they were going to stop us. But they're still they're up for it big time, and they will be trying their best to stop us. So we have to do everything in our power to make sure they don't.
I know, and it'll be a fucking tough one. Either way, it's going to be a tough one, Andy. But Andy, what about yourself, mate? What's your initial thoughts leading into the weekend? Are you confident, negative? I don't say negative, but less confident. Are you excited? Are you dreading it? Is your wee arse making buttons? What's the crack?
I suppose in games like this, it's a bit of everything, and you go through cycles. You're excited, and then you start shitting yourself a wee bit, and then it's like anticipation, and you know, you go through all sorts of emotions, and that's before the game, and then the game starts, and you need a defibrillator beside you half the time. I wouldn't say when you're so invested in it, a lot of these games are very hard to enjoy because you're so emotional. a lot of it flashes by, you know. If we were ever doing a post-match straight after the game, you'd be like, what the fuck happened? Now you're trying to process what happened because you're so emotionally involved. That's what it's all about. The thing is, we've not beat them over 90 minutes in about probably around about 18 months, something like that, you know. So that's something we need to rectify. I think we're well capable of it. The time we played them at home when Nancy was in charge, we absolutely battered them in the first half. We should have fucking wiped the flare with them and then let them into the game in the second half. So we know we can play against them. If we play our game and it's as good as we know we can play, I know we've been shite this season, but you know, if we really get it together, then I think we beat them. I've got 3-0 in my head for some reason, and I don't know why, and I don't know how that's justified to think that we can go and beat them 3-0, but why not? You know, why not? You've got to be confident. We're going for the title. If you want to win the title, you need to beat them. It's as simple as that. And no matter what happens on Saturday night between Hearts and Motherwell, we need to do our job, you know, because if Motherwell do go and do us a favour and we slip up, it's unforgivable. So we need to get our heads right, get right into them for the start. None of us fucking about at the back and Nancy, Pansy, fucking patient build-up, fucking hammer and tongs right at them for the start. Mind that time when Neil Lennon was in charge at Ibrox and they started the kick-off and they put it right down the corner to put them under pressure straight for the start. That's what you need to do. Just get the ball in there, Hoff, and try and keep them in there as long as possible. Put the pressure on. You've got the crowd behind you. Just go for it. There's no point in hanging back and trying to be safe. That you're trying to win a title here, so just go for it.
I'm Sean, in case you think as well, with me being random and can you stick your finger up at folk as well. James, that's a couple of comments you've made tonight as well, mate, as well. You're on the thin line here as well. Let's leave Wednesday night to Wednesday night, mate. We've got a big game on Sunday to look at first of all, so don't put us in the
I think we should just ban him for the night, just a bit of payback.
And then, yes, who won our Player of the Year awards as well. I'm not even going to go back and justify that comment as well. I made an absolute pig's ear of that one. So, yes, all I'll just say is congratulations to Celtic's recipients of the Player of the Year awards as well. So, there you are. That's all I'm saying. Because there's players... I'm not going to get anywhere. But Sean, Andy was saying there, I think Celtic this season, for me at least anyway, have shown in patches and in games as well that there is a team in there as well that is, if they put that performance together for, I'm not saying 90 minutes, but even a 70 minutes, 80 minutes of a game, because you know, in these games, there's always going to be a wee bit of kind of squeaky bum time and then being tappy. But Celtic have got it within them as well to be a team that can put in a dominant performance and can create chances and can score goals. But we're just no fucking doing it. And one thing that we've kind of, I'm not just into the fault, how we doing, Paul? And
all right, guys.
I've been saying,
all right, Paul.
One thing I've been saying, Sean, is that
how's it going, Paul?
It's one of the, what was I saying there? It's one of the things that I thought, my head just went. Aye. So kind of putting it together as well, we can create chances, we can score goals at times as well, but there's no confidence in Celtic actually putting that together for any concerted period of time. But there's always the hope. We've got it in there. Do you think that this game on Sunday is the type of game that's going to bring that out and squeeze that out? Because Matt Laniel, if we look at Matt Laniel, what he brings to Celtic or what he's brought to Celtic, can we say it's been world-class coaching that he's brought? Probably no. Can we say it's been world-class football that he's brought? Probably no. Is it world-class man management that he's brought? And you probably say that's been the strongest bit of it. Also, do you think that Matt Laniel has got the powers in him still to bring that kind of performance out on an occasion like Sunday? Or is this one as well that people might actually just get a wee bit overawed by what's ahead of them?
I think that we all know, as a fellow dairyman like myself, I have a great affection for Martin O'Neill, and I always will. I went to school with a lot of his nieces and nephews, so I know the family pretty well. We know what he brings, but at the end of the day, he only can work with the tools of what he has. You know what I mean? He's done his best. There is performances out there. They haven't done it at very few occasions over the full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But as you say, Huggy, there is a time that might come, and hopefully it is Sunday. I'd love to see it. So I'd love to see them just go there and just do it for the full 90, just batter them and keep battering them and battering them. And just hammer the fuckers, to be honest with you. I'd just love to see that. But there's always a caveat. The thing about it is, you know, after watching all season, that's not going to fucking happen.
Listen,
You know.
we're realists, but we're positives in this establishment as well. So we'll always hang on to the positive. What if this happens as well? But the chances, given by what they've given us so far this season as well, might be something that it might be a wee bit far from expectation to look at that. Paul, Mr. McPherson, how the bloody hell are you, son?
All right, lads. I didn't know
that T-shirt, Paul's a belter. The T-shirt.
The new album's fucking great, by the way. I don't know if everybody's heard it. The new album's fucking brilliant. Even better than the last one. Let me tell you that. Just arrived from my door the other day. Anyway, I didn't know about the guest. So Sean, nice to meet you, mate. First and foremost.
Same to you, pal.
Always a pleasure to get somebody on and amongst that. I didn't know about the guest. Have I missed? Obviously, I missed that. I don't know. The day, just to let you, I've been at a funeral the day, so an old pal from my old run about carrying on at the football and clubbing days. Mere pals, my brother and that, a couple of years older. Unfortunately, so that's been my day to day. So good to be on. And that aside, obviously that was quite a big thing today. But that aside, I'm still happy for last week. I never got a chance to talk about the Huns getting beat off Herts. Fucking delighted. Get them to fuck out the equation. Delighted with that. I'll take my chances with these Herts. Well, I know that's not what we're talking about, but just to get my bit about that, I know there was a wee bit. If you ever want it, what? Simple, straight across the board. Get the Huns out there. I know they're not technically full at the equation, but they fucking are. Let's be honest. So I was happy with that. And if Franny Mullen, I heard, I seen obviously the comments. I come met Franny a couple of times, and he was infamous for anybody that went on the Gallagate travel bus to Europe, and I know a lot of people that did. I didn't personally, but he was infamous, just obviously a Celtic legend. So I know a lot of friends that know him very well. I didn't. I just, as I say, I met him a couple of times, but I knew the calibre of the man. So that was sad news to hear that Franny had passed away. So I seen he's covered that as well, so that was a nice touch. And that aside, let's get into these scumbag bastards on Sunday. I am probably overly confident that we're going to turn them out on Sunday. There you go.
Well, but what I'd ask the boys, Paul, just generally, you know, the lead up to Derby Day and how the week goes and stuff, and how everything's looking there as well. So what's your, obviously you did a big thing today, which is going to take your mind off of what comes up on Sunday and stuff. But what does your weekend look like in the lead up to this? Is it quite a calm weekend? Is it?
I've got a gig tomorrow at the Bars. I've got Super Furry Animals, one of my favourite bands.
Oh, right, aye.
I'm playing the Bars, and they're playing the night. In fact, they're playing 2 nights. They're playing the night, so I've got that. The more nice. So I'll probably drive across and keep myself for Sunday. I can't wait. I love a gig. I prefer gigs sober anyway. So I'll probably drive across to that. The Moorers night. What's Saturday? I'm forgetting the vote. Yesterday I spent pretty much my whole day running about various polling stations in Cowdenbeath, written down the form stuff, and just the sandwich boards. I don't know if I'm sure you're right. It was like double-sided, so they kept changing them around. So I just started lifting the boards. I've got about 3 or 4 boards back there. And actually, eventually, I went down to vote earlier on in the day, and then I voted on the boards and that. And then when I went back doing my leaves later on, the last set I know, she come to the door of the post office, goes, Paul, you better get out. Okay, there's a woman in here. She said, that's in there. So I go basically chucked out the polling thing at my house yesterday. That's democracy for you, isn't it? So that was good. I had a very busy day yesterday. Busy day today, and a good day tomorrow. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, to my gig. And then we're rolling to Sunday. And we, believe it or not, for a 12 o'clock kickoff, have an early bus. We're leaving 5. It takes about an hour and a bit. Well, I don't know, about an hour to get to Wishaw, Sean. To get understand, I'm on the east coast of Scotland, and we're leaving at 7:30 to go to the Cross Keys, which I believe opens at 8. So, is that far for you, Hoggy? Cross Keys?
No, it's just up the road, mate. The Cross Keys is...
Have you not done anything?
Well, we'd kind of looked at that as well, because they'd let us all know that they were applying for the licence early doors, and we got it as well. So I don't know how many. There's a few bus going to be up there. We get a few members in our bus fee wishy. So it's sensible for them as well if they want to get a beer first, just to jump into the Keys. So there'll be a few guys in there anyway. Our bus,
well, you know where I am if you fancy a catch up. Same goes with Barry. I don't know if you've got a ticket or no for Sunday, Andy. No.
Nope.
No.
I've still not made any plans, Paul. This is the thing for me. Is Barry's. I think Barry on Monday was to start making plans with me about what we're doing on Sunday as well. So I'm one of the ones that just leave me be. Let me get the weekend done with as well, and then I'll start doing that. So I've got a session with my grass tomorrow. That's going to kind of keep me for Saturday morning to Saturday afternoon. That's when I'll start looking at right. What's the plans for this next day? I'm never one for wanting to get too on it too early. Yes. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet as well, but I will be partaking in some beverages before the bus.
Hoggy, you mentioned the grass. You're obviously cutting your grass tomorrow. Did you know, see the wee video I put up? I was sitting at a set of traffic lights in Ballantrae. I just came off a boat and set temperature. Looks out of the garden. There's that wee robot cutting the grass. You just basically press a button, it cuts the grass for you. And I was like, fuck me, man. I sent it to the missus. I went, me need to get one of them, by the way.
My back garden's fucking long as fuck. It's a big giant back garden I've got basically as well. But it's and listen, I'm taking this chat away for Celtic as well. But see that mossy shit that you get through. You need to get one of these special machines to run through and take all the moss up.
Right.
That's what I'm getting through this season as well. It's a lot of that. So fair play to them. They're grand wee things as well. But I think with let's say the grunt power, I think it would be needed to actually get through that grass and cut it off properly. I think it's needing a good hefty Scottish boy behind it pushing a fucking petrol.
Just get a goat, shove it in the back garden, man, and you don't need to worry about it.
That's a shout, mate. That's a shout.
Unless there's a Masonic lodge in your vicinity, Andy.
What's that?
Unless there's a Masonic lodge in your vicinity, then your goat might go missing and be used for sordid.
Aye, I'll end up with an arse like a clown spoke it.
Yes.
Anyway, so gentlemen, we've spoken a wee bit obviously in the run up to it. Sean, I'm going to come to you first of all. Let's kind of jump into expectations and what we're going to see as a team lineup for Celtic. I think Celtic's team generally, I think you could probably pick the back four, you could probably pick the midfield two, if not the three. But the conundrum has always been who's going to play in that fucking top three for Celtic as well. So your thoughts on, is there a preferred lineup for you? And does that differ from what you think Martin O'Neill will actually play on Sunday?
Well, in fairness, the lineup that Martin's been playing already, the starting lineup is one he'll stick with again, I'd say, come Sunday. Starting in the Achu, I don't think is viable to start him. Start him and then you only get 20 minutes out of him and then bring him back off again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So start with who he started with. It's good to see Johnson back at right back. You can see the difference already he's made since he come back in.
Yeah.
Definitely just hear now today that Maeda is supposed to be fit for the game. So
yeah,
hopefully that's true. And he's playing. You can see like he'd come into a bit of form. He wasn't as good as he was against Hibs. He wasn't as good as the games before that. But you can see what he gives you. You know, he puts them defenders under serious pressure. And you can see them worrying every time, looking over their shoulder to see if he's coming in or not. But Iniachu is like he is. You can see the quality in him, but I just think he's a wee bit lazy. There against Hibs, I thought he was lazy on a couple of occasions. But we can't deny the fact that he scored a good goal for us and beat them.
Yeah,
you know.
I've got Martin O'Neill's kind of press conference as well to go through and just some of the stuff that he spoke about there as well. But do you think there'll be any surprises that you'll see? Because I think one of the debates that certainly a debate and an opinion from a lot of the guys in the podcast is like some of the wingers I've got as well shouldn't and couldn't lace their own fucking boots, but the likes of Tineke as well is not fit for Celtic as well.
Definitely not.
Obviously, Mvuka and these guys are going to be nowhere near the team. But suppose the question is that Yang has seems to be become a mainstay in Martin O'Neill's team, which many would have said that at the start of the year as well, that Yang would be fucking one of your main wingers. You've got.
Go on ahead.
I've got to say, you've got people like, I think Dyson Maeda is so potent down the wing for us on a derby day if Tavernier is playing. I don't think that laddie will play on Sunday. I don't think they'll give him a game on Sunday. I think they'll bring somebody else in. So, do you think that Maeda being utilised as a centre forward is going to be something that will be a negative to Celtic by taking him off the wing? Or do you think that will prove to be a positive for Celtic in bringing his pace and his wiriness and he's just fucking pure annoyance to these Rangers centre halves? Do you think that will be a positive for us?
But they brought they brought him out there on the second half of the game against Hibs, and you could see okay when he was back out on the wing again that he can produce out there too. But who else do you put in there if you're going to start in if you don't start in the Atchu and you've only him and Maeda to play through the middle anyway.
Yeah,
you know, in the Atchu, he's definitely not going to be able to last the first half, if you know what I mean. So you're better bringing him on for the second half, leaving Maeda on there, and then swap and change it in the second half. Put Maeda out the left, and then play it that way.
aye.
You know, hope for the best. But it's you say about Konecki, and he, just to be blunt, he's fucking awful. No, he is. He is. He's desperate. Like, jeez, he's running around like a headless fucking chicken.
I don't know if it's just a stubbornness in my opinion as well. But I just think that you give that lad an R12 once as well, and I think we'll be singing a different tune about Konecki. I think there's a player in there. Yes, he's no set the world alight at all, but I find myself wanting to give him a wee bit more time rather than just going to condemn him now. But again, that's an opinion thing as well. Nobody's writing opinions. It's just everybody's own fucking thoughts.
For my opinion on him, Hoggy, for what he's just weak. He's weak. I don't just mean physically weak. He looks mentally weak as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's not the sort of boy you want when the chips are fucking doing at all. So I agree with Sean on that. I think that's an area we must improve on. We need match winners for there. No, maybe folk are maybe going to give you a performance. No good at all.
So Paul, stay with you then, mate. As we're talking team.
Grant, just before we go, if that's a Wailing United, come on. Because I used to be a regular contributor, not been on much recently. Last twice he's been on, he's put hello. I mean, I'm not what they pick you up on your language or that, mate, but that could be misconstrued as the start of the.
Yeah. Mr. Wailing United. I don't know if that's a bit of banter or no as well, but Paul's giving me the kind of, we're watching you, son. We're watching you.
Then it's what you say. Nesby have won again. Not a majority arc. It'll do for me. Anyway, sorry, Hoggy. Sidetrack.
You're all good, mate. No, you're all good. So just thinking team-wise for Sunday, we're going to make this pod basically all about fucking Sunday.
Yeah.
So the as I said, the team, a lot of it picks itself. Sean made a great point there as well about AJ's influence in the team and what that's been like since he's come back, and you can see just simply the difference on having a quality right back in there to go with the quality left back we've got and centre halves that we've got. Are you expecting and kind of same as Martin team as well? Do you think Martin will maybe spring a wee surprise in us with an inclusion in somebody?
Is this for me?
Yes, for you, mate. Aye.
No, I think. I think the only area that could be a surprise, I think every position. It's in that Young, Maeda, and Forrest. That would probably be my front three.
Fucking hell, Paul! I've got it written down here.
What's that, mate?
Exactly what you just said.
That's all right, Andy. We're allowed to agree, son.
We can agree.
By the way, actually, it's not a bad place to start agreeing with me, mate, because you'll find it then you're normally right. Apart from on predictions of scores all season and team formations and teams who's going to start. So apart from these three things, no, listen, if you're wondering what this is about boards and running a bit, it's obviously a folk I've got me on social media that's seen my day yesterday, which was a kind of diary annoying reform people. So that's what that's all about. Anyway, so I would think James has done enough to start, you can. I really do. I know him in any action. I agree with Sean totally in any action. Any action is no fit, unfortunately, to start games. I think Maeda's coming to a bit of form at the right time, so that takes care of itself. Did you play Konecki? I wouldn't surprise me if he did, because he has got a performance in him, Hoggy. That I totally agree on. And then again, as I do a lot in here, you contradict yourself, because I'm saying he's not somebody you want in the trenches. He come on at Ibrox and along with Maeda had a big impact on that 2-2 draw, which is a big part of why we're still sitting having this conversation about being in the league title race, because that day, if the Hun manager, who again is proven to be a little shite bag, if he actually does his job correctly, we didn't get a draw at that game, and he done the same again against And he done the same against Hearts last week. We covered, kind of win a game. So, where was I going with that? Fuck knows, can't remember. I can't fucking remember. But I fancy us. Oh, we were playing, aye. So I don't. I don't know. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the three Lawrence said. I'm going to go. I'm starting with Jamesy, which I suppose kind of would be a wee bit of a surprise. But Maida starts up front, 100%. Totally agree with you. If your man's no fit, then he's not going to. He obviously just can't get fit.
Yeah. Do you think, Andy, I'll come to you for that one as well, just to kind of start off on the point that Paul made there, that in the actual, I think, and Sean said it himself as well, you can see that there's class in the man. Obviously, what he's done before in his fit period as well would say that he's justified our place in our starting line-up as well, certainly what we've got available just now. But it's just a fitness issue. You know, there's sometimes as well he looks great, and there's sometimes he looks like the side of a fucking bus, and you're thinking, what's the deal when he's going off still for kind of his own additional training?
He's got that touch in the eye for goal as well. You know, so that's something that's never going to leave him. You could argue about his fitness and he's the fact that he can't complete a full game. I'm just going to maybe throw the cat amongst the pigeons here. I've got the same front line as Paul, ideally, but I've kind of swapped it about. But I've got Yang as a striker. I'm just thinking, Yang knows how to score a goal. He scored quite really good goals. Anytime he has scored, they've been half decent. What about Maida? This is going to sound stupid, right? But Yang in the middle, this is starting the game. Yang in the middle as a striker, Forrest in the right, Maida in the left, and then Forrest comes off, Yang goes out onto the right wing, Maida comes in the middle, and Tenetti comes on. Or even flying Sarachi in there. That's I think a game like this is built for that attitude and the hardness of him as well. You could kind of mix and match a wee bit. Whether he's going to do it, doubt it. People are probably laughing at the fact that I've said Yang plays a striker. Why no?
That sounds like a Wolf Nancy team there, mate.
Aye, I know. I'm going that route. I know.
To be fair, Andy, I love the creativity, mate, as well. I've never heard a shout for Yang up front before.
Hence why I drive a truck for a living and I don't manage a football team.
By the way, I actually have. I've heard a few folks saying that. This is not a few, but no, it's not for me.
He's more thinking about the smokers than Addy.
Aye. that is normal roll-up. It's no 25 I'm smoking, by the way. It's like, you know.
But just Andy just saying there, when you said about the strength, like, you look at that team and we've been seriously soft. Like, there's nothing in there that's somebody that's going to stick the boot in and do something. Every one of them is they're soft. Like,
yeah, totally.
Definitely. You have Sarachi, as you say, has something about him. Even Big Tony there, when he comes on, there's something about him as well. I know not a lot of people love him, but I love him. So I love a man that can go in there and stick the boot in, and he's not scared to put his head where he shouldn't put it and stuff like that. We haven't got enough of that in the team. We need that in the midfield. That Nygren, as much as he's done this season, he's weak in that position. He's weak there. He is. You can see him. He can get pushed off the ball too easy. You know, the likes of Engels too. You'd have thought maybe he had a wee bit about him as well, but he's the same. They just get pushed about too easy. You need somebody in there that can stick the boot and put the head in it. You know.
Yeah.
That's what we're lacking. Hopefully, who takes over next season will supply that for us.
Yeah. I think for me, if you were going to make a change, quite a bold change, and it's not happening, I don't think Martin O'Neill will. No, just Scotty boy. I think he's got his players that he's got his core that he kind of can rely on in his eye to get this job done. The one thing I would have loved this, and I'm trying, it's not going to happen now, I didn't think with 3 games to go, is Sarachi playing in front of KT. We've said about that. I think that's got something about it. Sarachi, he can go by men, he's got pace. David, spot on, mate. You know what I mean? He's got a delivery. Everything. I mean, if you're saying to me, if I was watching 2 players playing wide left and I didn't know any of them, and one of them was Sarachi and one was Tenetti, I know which one I would be playing. It'd be fucking Sarachi all day long. You know what I mean? Faster, more direct, a better final ball. Likes a tackle, which is obviously it's no it's particularly Konecki's game to tackle. But you've got all that with Sriracha. That would be something that if you were throwing a curveball, it would be that. I don't know. Well, in the end, I'm not really. I'm all politics to mate. I am all politics to believe it or not. So when it comes to independent, that's for another night. Let's talk about the Huns and beating them on Sunday. This is a Hun smashing show tonight, mate.
We'll do the independence and the United Ireland another day, will we?
Yeah, exactly. I'm easily persuaded though, Sean. So many more questions. I might fall into the trap. But I'll try not to.
It's one. I think there's been a few comments, Sean, already for the community tonight as well about and I think it's something that I think Paul or yourself had brought up as well about softness. And there was a comment as well from one of the contributors as well that was saying that the Rangers as well are there for the taking as well because their heads have gone a wee bit. They've went a wee bit soft because let's put it into let's say it was yourself, mate. Right? Let's say yourself as well was playing a big important game away from home. You're going up against a team as well that's battling you for the title. They beat you, they turn you out. And then you can have chatting, laughing and joking with the players of the other team. Does that show for you a lack of mental strength then as well that they are having those type of conversations with opposing players after getting beat after them? Because again, if that was me, and I'm only saying in my scenario as well, if I'd get beat after them as well, I'd be fucking livid. I wouldn't want to talk to any cunt on that part. Never mind fucking players. Or never mind opposing players.
I'd be way lying under. You'd be way lying under the bed at home. You'd be saying, "Fuck this, them bastards are after beating us." You know what I mean? You couldn't do that.
Is that something?
You'd have to get out into your space and get away from it all.
Is it something that you see though as a weakness, or is it something that you see as a? And I know, like, obviously, it's not a conspiracy theory by any means, and it's not a far fucking shout to say it as well, but. The fact that those two teams as well are almost doing the kind of friendliness as well and conspiring, it's maybe the wee chat as well. Don't worry, we'll take care of fucking Celtic for you in that way. So, do you think that by seeing that it shows a weakness, or do you think that that's no really something to look too much into?
Well, you just know by their fans what their thoughts are. Anyway, when you see the two sets of them, you know what I mean. You know exactly who they are and what they are, and what they think of us. So it doesn't surprise me that they're being cahoots, to be honest. But all we have to do is do our own thing, get out there and beat them on Sunday and do it. There's a scenario there that Motherwell could go and beat Hearts, and God forbid that we could get beat by the Huns, and then fucking we'd still be in the league. You know what I mean? On that, so it all depends on this game tomorrow night. We get to 8 o'clock tomorrow night or whatever, 10:15, whenever that game's over, and that'll have a bearing on everything on Sunday morning. We'll see exactly where we stand there and what we need to do. And I've no doubt that we'll go out there and Martin O'Neill will have them well drilled to get in there and get stuck into them and get this job done and win this league. Yeah. And another, like, if we do win that league this year, it'll be the sweetest one since we stopped the 10 for me, anyway, personally.
Yeah. I think we've spoken about that, and I'll come to you next for that one, mate, because that's a great point. That we've said as much as well, that to be still in the chat and with a shout, a realistic shout to winning the league this season as well, for how poor we've been. The quotes or the stats that you brought up as well, scoring 40 goals less than last season as well, conceding multiple more this season as well, shows that the consistency and quality of Celtic as well is very much diminished this year. But to be still in a title race as well with 3 games to go, playing is bad. Do you agree with Sean as well that this would be, if we can do it, if and when we do it, that this would be one of the sweetest, even though we've been absolutely far from sweet?
I think... I don't know if I call it the sweetest, but it's certainly be when it comes to relief. If we win it, then it will be total relief. And you could say we don't deserve to win it or whatever. The team that's top of the league deserves to win the league because they're there, because they've won more points than anybody else, won more games, or accumulated more points. So if Celtic win it, they deserve to win it. And I think you can put it down to one person, Martin O'Neill. You know, because the 2 times he's come in, look at his win record, it's unbelievable. You take the debacle at the start of the season with Rodgers, and then the even worse situation when Nancy came in and how many points we dropped there. Take the 2 situations out. I know, obviously, O'Neill came in for Rodgers because of that, but if you take the Nancy thing out, you accumulate 8 points, and the majority of them would be one if you go on his average, what he's done in his 2 terms this season. we're not even talking about going down to that. The league's done by now, in my opinion, at this stage with 3 games to go. If Nancy doesn't come in and fuck it all up, and you can put that on the board, by the way, they're the ones that insisted he was coming in instead of sticking with Martin. Hindsight's a great thing, I understand that. But there was the stability, there was the steady hand that would have guided us through this season. It was totally interrupted, and the players were all over the place. And then Martin's got to come in and build them back up again and get the confidence going. The football's not been great. It wasn't great the first time he came in, but he was winning games. And that's the most important thing when it comes to winning a league, is just win your game. That's all it's required. You might not be happy with the style of play, but things like that can be built on our time. The most important thing is win the league, and certainly don't let the Huns win it, because they were going to be straight in the Champions League. That's a game changer there if they win that. So that if we couldn't win it, certainly don't let them win it. And they'll be saying the same about us, by the way, on Sunday. We might be out it, but we can put them out as well. So we need to be aware of that. I think the players are going to be up for it. They've got a perfect man in Charles Martin. He's been up against him so many times. He knows how to play against them. He's got a cracking win record when it comes to his time at Celtic. All my confidence is in Martin O'Neill and getting this team up and ready for it, and just go on with it. They're the business. The trophy's within touching distance, and it's up to your players and their mindset and how much do you want it? How much do you want to win this title? It's in your hands. Technically, it's in your hands. We do need a wee favour here and there. All we can do is concentrate and wait up. What was your initial question? I think I've just went away in a mad tangent, my way, as usual.
My original question as well was Kieran Tierney or Sarachi at left back? I didn't ask that question.
Very true.
I didn't ask that question, mate. I think what we were kind of talking about there was actually, I don't fucking know, mate. I don't know.
One thing Andy touched on, which I think is so fucking... First of all, Scott, it was for the site, the kneecap site, but I think it was a limited edition. I don't think that they're there. I could be wrong. Have a look, Neebs. I could be wrong. Neebs, that's a Fifing. I'm talking to a fellow Fifer. You can tell. I don't know if you don't know use that word, Neebs. No.
Neebs is kind of used. Neebs.
Neebs, what's that?
Neighbour, pal, friend.
Oh, right.
Right, Neebs. What's that, Neebs? Came out, I mean, Neebs.
Aye, but see, hockey would understand that. It's like, I don't know, it's like Hofstructurish or something. I don't know, but they're kind of Hof farmers. I'm for the city, mate. I'm right for away.
Man, Andy, right enough.
I understand that.
Oh, you know what I mean? You're kind of Lanarkshire, but you're kind of Hof breeds, aren't you?
half a wee
The
point I would like to really emphasise is how important it was that the Huns did not win this league. It could have been generational if they won this. So much so that I was really surprised how many and the people that were kind of wanting a draw or even wanting a Hun win to give us. Yeah, you're right. That would have made sense, suspended sense if we're coming to this. What I didn't want is them getting the voting in, because it looks likely the way things are falling for them. I know that obviously in the UEFA Cup it's definitely done, and I think the Greek league, the team that we need to, I think it's Olympiacos we need to win. They're sitting second or third, so they walk right into that Champions League and they get £50 million, right? I'm sorry, I fucking despise Heart Midlothian and everything they stand for, right? And however, I could stomach total worst case scenario here, right? Total worst case scenario. If we were to lose the league to Hearts, it would be shite, particularly for us on the East Coast. Every stay with these jumbo cunts, right?
Yeah.
They know any jumbos, right? So I know loads of jumbos, and most of them are decent people, by the way. Unlike the Huns, that's why I need to correct Ouija's a lot when they say Hearts are as bad as Rangers. You see, absolutely. I get that, but when you know Hearts fans compared to the Huns through here, it's a total opposite. The majority of Hearts fans you'll meet are decent people, where a minority are absolute scum. The Huns are pretty much all scum. So there's your distinction. Getting Hearts beating them on Monday, I was delighted with that, and get them out, not technically, but pretty much out the equation, and put it back to us to say, right, it's up to us now. If we go and win our 3 games, And I think we'll come to predictions for Sunday. Obviously, I think we could win with 2 or 3 on Sunday. There's your goal difference back, right? And I'll take my chances of that rather than they scumbags hanging out your shoulder, ready to fucking pounce and get a last day win at Falkirk or something that would win the league. That just terrifies me. So get them to fuck. And Hearts winning it as shite, but it's way down the list. And I would imagine most would kind of think that Mark McLaughlin just no, mate. Believe me, that's what I mean. You get this all the time. They're nowhere near as bad as Rangers fans. Some of them are, but a minority. I'm answering the question, the comments here if you're wondering. But no, listen, I was happy. I know I was done on Monday, and it was kind of going on when you were talking, but I was delighted with that result. Up to us now. We go and do what we need to do, and I know it's technically not in our hands, but I still think, well, it kind of is, because if you score goals, then it's kind of back in your hands, what I mean? And that's what we need to do. So,
you're right.
It was either Hoggy, but I just dived in with that anyway.
No, you're all good, mate. Listen, you know what it's like on the pod, mate, as well. We don't sit rigid as well, that people kind of come in and talk as well. So absolutely. But Andy, one of the comments, I think it was Kaiser that put on the chat in the community there as well, mate, about the midfield trio, and whereas that's been kind of certainly probably a 2 of the 3 is generally been picked between Calmac and Nygren that have kind of started there as well with one other. But there was I think a shout he put in there as well about potentially looking at Engels, Bernardo and Calmac. But I just want to have a wee conversation as well about somebody that came in kind of later and after the transfer window as well, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's played in many big occasions, many big games the lad he's been into as well. He's won titles, he's won cups, he's won fucking European cups, he's won, I think he has, with Liverpool. So he's somebody that's been there and been running about games, I wouldn't say of this magnitude, but certainly in the countries that he's playing is probably the equivalent to what the Celtic Rangers derby is there. Is there a place for him in your team on Sunday, whether that be starting the game or whether that be coming onto it? Because if you think of the middle 3, right, who have we got to pick for? You've got Calmac, you've got Nygren, you've got Bernardo, you've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, you've got Engels. It's probably going to be your 5. McCowan is the 6th option as well. So you've got
McCowan as well. Yeah,
McCowan as well. Yep, aye.
Yeah.
So
Hoggy, I like him as a player. I think he slows the game down too much. Him and I think Calmac does that as well. Actually, if you get the 2 of them on the pitch, just not enough energy and enough kind of pace in the midfield for me. And I think to start the game, I mentioned that you need to get at them right for the start. So you need a bit of energy in there. I don't know. I think Hatati's way out the picture, right, for some reason, but he might have a good chance of starting as well. You know. He's quality on his game. He's quality. Maybe that's what he needs, time out the team and then bring him in. And he seems to kind of, we've seen it a couple of times this season. He's been out and then he's come in and he's put on a performance. Maybe that's the time for him to come in there. Who do you put alongside him? Nygren played of the season, but is he? I really don't know. Engels, I think he's got to go with Calmac, Engels, and Nygren probably. Is what Martin will probably go with. I just think if you were bringing Oxlade-Chamberlain in there, it's just that you're losing a bit of something. I think if you're in a position where you're ahead in the game, it might be handy to come on with his experience and stuff like that later on in the game. But I certainly wouldn't start with Oxlade-Chamberlain. It's no somebody I would look at as being a starter. Yeah.
Sean, what about yourself, mate? Again, we've got, if you're looking at them all on their day, and certainly they've all had a day, I suppose, at Celtic where they have been really, really good. The lack of consistency about our midfield options as well is something that's, I wouldn't say a worry for me as well, but it's a big letdown. We spoke often enough on this show as well about players at Celtic as well have played in games as well, and they've been rated up here, 9 out of 10 fucking performances, and you think they've got it in their locker, but they've just never really produced it on a consistent basis. The likes of a Hatate in there who grinds people's gears as well with the fact that we know he's got the quality in him. Where's the motivation to bring that quality through? Bernardo's he's fucking fell off the planet for where that lad has been as well. So what would you say is, again, the strongest midfield 3 that you would play, regardless of what Martin thinks? What's the strongest 3 that you would play going into Sunday's game?
probably the ones that Martin's going to play anyway, because there's nobody else there that you could see coming in. I know they bring McCowan on it, and like he's good enough, but I just don't think he's the quality. Oxley Chamberlain, that after he scored that first goal, whenever he just come in, everybody, I remember getting on the WhatsApp group, everybody turned around saying that oh, that's the goal that'll win the league. And we're still sitting here struggling 3 points behind Hearts trying to do it. He hasn't done anything since he came in. You know, it looks, you can know that he is a quality footballer, and like he's played for top clubs all around Europe. But I don't know what happened there. Why he never fucking pushed on, because he can't be on fit forever. At some stage, you have to be fit. Mm-hmm. You know, as for Hatate, I don't know what went on there. We all know that the quality that he has. He like when Ainge was there, like I was at that. Remember that the 3-0 game there.
Yeah,
that we won that, and he that night he first on his debut. It was unbelievable, but it's just regressed and regressed. I don't know what's happening in the background. There's definitely something happened. You can't be just become that bad overnight. As regards Bernardo, Jesus, I don't know what happened there with him. He was quality. We thought when he came in, and he hasn't done it either. Yeah. But. If everybody's scouting these and they're thinking they're good players, how do they all become bad players overnight? Like there has to be something there that's making them become bad.
The thing is, Sean, in situations like this, players leave Celtic and they go to other clubs and they shine. And you go, well, how the fuck did we know they here? Right. Is that us? Are we the problem? Is your training structure the problem? Or is it the player when they come, they just don't settle? I don't know what it is, but Bernardo came from the Benfica Academy. He's not a shite player. He's a captain in his country, the under-21 team. So, you know, he's a quality player. He's just, whether you think he's had the time to really develop as a player and integrate into a team, he's maybe been pulled out too many times too quick before he's had time to really settle. Because people go, he's done nothing for a couple of games or whatever. Sometimes it takes players to really settle into a team. I think they're too quick to judge. I'm terrible for it. For judging players too quick.
Oh, and
then the next couple of weeks have a great game and you're like, I just look like a fucking idiot here, the opinion of it on them.
I think, dude, Paul, I'll come to you for this one. Andy's got a good point there as well, because it's people who they leave Celtic, and I'll come back to the midfield three in a bit as well, but it's people that they leave Celtic and large parts do tend to shine a bit more as well, but it kind of got me thinking there as well. It was a quote or something that was attributed to Robbie Keane. And again, I'm not trying to get Robbie Keane for Celtic by any means here as well, but it was questioned about his management style and how he sets up his team. And somebody said, does he style himself on Pep Guardiola? And he says, no, fucking no Pep Guardiola as well, because you style your team and who you've got available. And he said one of the things that he gets pissed off about and doesn't like about managers is the managers are that set in their style of play that they're not going to basically adapt for anybody. That's the way I play my football. Yeah. And you either have to fucking like it or lump it. Do you think that that's maybe the way that Celtic's been over the last kind of few years with the certain styles that was in there and being very, very rigid to that style? Do you think that's been one of the reasons why maybe players have come in that can do a bit more and a bit different from what that position asks of them, and therefore they've maybe not been given the licence to actually do what they need to do? And then when they get away for Celtic, they get a wee bit more freedom for that. Also, Celtic there's a very famous quote as well that the Celtic shirts don't shrink to fit inferior players.
Yeah.
And that shirt is a heavy shirt to wear sometimes as well. If you're not coming in, there's an expectation on somebody coming in there and wearing that shirt. So do you think that by having such a rigid setup of how the team's set up, that is causing these players as well maybe not to be as free flowing and as good as their potential can get them?
Couple of things for me there. I'll quite a lot to unpack there, Hoggy, but no, I think it seems to be a new phenomena that managers have their style. There's a lot changed in football in the last fucking 10, 20 years, and I don't know if it's just me growing up and watching football through simpler eyes, younger eyes, but managers were able to tweak games as they went along and tweak formations and bring players on to change the game. And whereas now, it just seems to be you fit into this rigid system that I play. And there's a lot of like for like rather than any radical kind of changes. So that, to answer your question, I think that's a problem. I think this philosophy word that gets used in football, a lot of Guardiola's got a lot to answer for, I think. On that one, I think managers now get their philosophy and they stick with that philosophy, and obviously it cost fucking Big Daft Works with fucking America, stroke France's job, just coming in and trying to put on a... There's the best example of it. Can not even... I mean, who would have went and watched that fella's teams playing with half a brain and says, right, listen, this guy's maybe got something, but we don't have the players to play his philosophy, so we're not going to touch him. You know what I mean? That's
just when you touch on, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we actually stood together at the Celtic Rangers game at Celtic Park under Nancy.
Yeah.
And the two of us were watching that first half going, how are we no absolutely fucking name the amount of chances we had? So when we look at Nancy, you go, well, it works sometimes and then sometimes it didn't work. So if it was a total failure, it wouldn't work at all. You know, so the players are like, oh, it's too much information and whatever. The players get away with murder for that period, by the way, you know, because at times I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but at times showed that they did have it in their heads to follow his instructions and do their job, and then at other times it just didn't.
Yeah, I think with that, Andy, I think I mean, the problem with Nancy is when it didn't work, it didn't work. You know what I mean? That was a problem. And you're right, that first half we could have been 4 or 5 nothing up. Unfortunately, we won it, and then we crumbled in the second half. That was a very common theme in Nancy's. But the general thing with football that a manager has his style of play, and that's it. Is it just me that think that's a new thing, a relatively new thing? Managers were able to tweak their styles and tweak their teams, who was available, what style of play they were going for that day, and all that stuff. And another thing that worries me at Celtic is the training. I don't think we look particularly fit at times, and I think when you've got the two examples are obviously pretty easy ones to pick for, and it's in the actual, and it's Oxley Chamberlain. The one's 29 and one's 32. Both are younger than Callum McGregor. Granted, they've not played as much football, but who has than Callum McGregor? But there doesn't seem to be any way of getting these laddies fit. Now, before trained, before I know it's mental examples, but before trained, and you can, for something, then you, like I trained for marathons, half marathons, and you feel yourself getting fitter the more you train. It doesn't seem to happen with these players. They don't seem to get any fitter. So that for me is a confusion in itself, because you've got, particularly I would suggest, Oxley Chamberlain. I mean, they're both quality players in their day, but Oxley Chamberlain was somebody I had massive high hopes for, and he's come in, he's done all right in wee bits of the game, but nothing that would suggest you would certainly want to keep him, or certainly suggest that either the two of them are fit enough to start. And this, they're not fit enough to start mantra we hear all the time. Just bamboozles me. You're training every fucking day of the week. You know what I mean? You should be fit enough to start football games if you're a professional football player.
Especially at this point in the season.
At 29 and 32, at 29 and 32, Andy. Come on, the fuck. We're not talking 36, 37-year-olds here.
I know.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I think there's something, and then you throw in the injuries and the time it's took players to come back, or not at all, in the case of Carter Vickers and Jota. And just, I don't know, the hamstring injury. I think there's an issue with sports science, whatever the fuck they call that these days. Another change in football. I know I sound like a fucking Philistine talking about football, but I don't know. I think there's many things I would like to improve within the club, and the fitness regime would be one of them.
It's a world of I don't think any of us have got a real hand or a real knowledge of that world, Paul, as well, the old sports science and
well, there you go. Sorry, just to finish off on that, Franny says, ask Michael, I mean, there you go. If you're looking at a failure in the fitness, sports science, whatever they call their sales department, then that is it. If somebody, Stevie Woods, whoever you're wanting to blame for that, if somebody did not realise that laddie was not fit enough and was going to cost us points and cost us European games, which he did, then I'm sorry, there's two major errors there. One, the arrogance of the individual, not to be honest with his cell and his teammates, and the other, probably bigger crime, is that somebody's job is to say, listen, that boy's no fucking fit, he shouldn't be playing. I mean, the Hibs game we got beat 2-1, which could still prove vital
Paul, do you think it's because his second name's Schmeichel that the fact that it has been overlooked? They've went, oh, this is a big
I
name.
think it's a fucking shambles, mate. I
Yep.
think that whole episode's been an absolute shambles. It's right up there for me, and what's been a massively shambolic season at different times. And that continues decision to play somebody and cost us big games, big points. And
see if you spin it round, Paul, and let's say
sorry, mate,
sorry.
We talked about the Rangers game that we did stand and watch together. They 2 goals that went in. So you're talking as far back as that, he was not fit to play. I mean, I was infamously, if any children that's watching, infamously really bad in goals at football. Right, can 5-a-side. I was a cunt that was out after the first shot. Right, and right, no joking by the way. And I'd have probably saved the 2 shots that he let in that day. Certainly the one for Mikey Moore. I'd have fancied my chances of getting to that. So that's as far back as that. He wasn't fit. You know what I mean? Now, if he's not honest enough to make that decision himself, who the fuck is in the training in that department to say, sorry, mate? I mean, please, Paul. We've got a perfectly fit, decent keeper here. You're out the team. And it might be something to do with surname, Andy. I don't know. But
yeah, it's got to do with who he was.
Sorry, mate. Just a quick wee point. Just see if that was Sinisalo that was in that position in the goals. The amount of mistakes that Schmeichel made. Let's say he was in for Schmeichel that was injured for some reason. He wouldn't be in the team very long. You couldn't up all the kind of goals that were conceded during that time, mistakes made. It wouldn't have lasted as long as what Schmeichel was. And I'm just wondering if it's because it's Schmeichel that's kept him in goals for so long.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at his big Scott. My dad played 5s with Scott. You're right, Scott. I would sometimes just like one slip under the foot. I'm not paying my money to fucking stand in goals and get shots at him.
Paul, that's why I was laughing when you said that there as well, because I've got a couple of pals I know that were actually decent in goals, but as soon as a shot got at them as well, they end up fucking.
I'm with them, man.
Right, that's my shot, boys. I'm out to. Aye. And if any girls are watching as well, this is kind of like 5-a-side rules as well. You might not get that. Now, this is not me being sexist at all.
That's a dangerous the message is just wanting the
kids. Many times you played 5-a-side, then.
Great comeback, Hoggy.
Shut up, Hoggy.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you'd be pissed at 5-a-sides, Louise, to be fair. It's not good. I'm fucking good at 5-a-sides. And 7s.
Gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us away for this content now as well. We will be back to that as well, but as always, we do like to throw a wee segment in there as well. And I brought a wee bit of a something back for us as well. And my favourite, I don't think it's going to compete with what we had for these last week as well. That was
right or shite.
Right or shite. It's not a right or shite as well. It's a wee, who the fuck is that guy as well? But I've made it a wee twist. And it's maybe one not for recognising the photographs as well, but I think those with a Celtic history or a Celtic statistical mind will maybe get these ones here as well. But I'm going to run this. Thank you very much for your contribution, brother. I'll get to this question after we come back after this as well. So, guys, I'm going to run this wee thing here as well, and we'll get a wee bit of fun and games. Guys, as always, if you can please make sure that your comments are off during the segment we're going to do. Our community, please get involved as much as you bloody can. So let us go with a wee bit of...
Who the f*** is that guy? Who the f*** is that? No, damn well who I am. Who the f*** is that?
Who the fuck is that guy? So, gentlemen, what I've prepared for you tonight is I have got hat-trick goal scorers for Celtic versus Rangers. There's been 4 people Celtic who have scored a hat-trick against the Rangers and the predecessors to Rangers, the Rangers, which is Rangers. So I've got 4 for you, and I'm going to give you, as always, a wee picture where the guys are there with the badge over their face, and then if you can get it, great. I think there's a couple of difficult ones in here as well. I'm not trying to by any means single these out for lack of knowing your shit as well, because certainly if somebody to ask me the 4 as well, I'd have probably got 2 of them. But, gentlemen, I will run the first one for you.
Can I just, Hoggy, sorry, just before you do, can I just say, Lauren's asking you to explain the offside rule, which I think is tinged with the understandable levels of sarcasm. So
Yeah. Lord, I'll come back to that one as well. I'll explain that for you in a wee bit. But
I don't know. I don't think she means it. I don't think she means it.
I know. I'm on the defensive now as well. That I've maybe kind of upset. The thing I was just saying is that I've never played five-a-sides with a lassie. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying as well. I know there's some females out there who are very, 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 very astute at their footballing knowledge, but how many have won in goals at five-a-sides? I will say no fucking more because that's shaky line. Anyway, let me go on with this, right? So your first one for this evening, gentlemen, I'm not going to ask you to write stuff down as well because I think we are all trusting enough as well that we will be able to see who's got a guess in there. So the first one I've got for you, gentlemen, is this guy. Who the fuck is that guy?
Aye.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
So I'll take this off now then, and we can go with our guesses for this. Sean, as the newcomer to the pod, I'm going to come to you first for your suggestion on who player number one was.
Musa.
That was
Musa
Musa
Dembele.
Paul,
Yeah.
Who was that guy?
Yeah, Dembele, aye. I was at the game, mate. As well would have been.
Yeah.
Andy?
Unbelievable.
Dembele. That was the easy one of the lot, gentlemen. Your first one there was indeed Musa Dembele, who scored his hat-trick in a memorable one, which was in the 5-1 thumping of Rangers on 10th of September 2016. Gentlemen, player number 2.
10 years ago? Is that 10 years ago?
10 years. 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Hell.
The second player who has scored the hat-trick for Celtic versus Rangers is this guy. Who the fuck is that guy?
Not a clue.
Got to be. Going by the jersey, the number.
Yeah, I think I know who that is.
To be fair, I've no knocked any clues out for you as well. I've tried to give you as many clues as I can with this one as well, and I think he's on the right line with jersey and number.
I've got my guess. Well,
So I'll take the picture off and oh shit, that's the wrong one there. And I will come to Paul first. Paul, who the fuck is that guy?
I'm going to have to go with my initial guess, which was Stevie Chalmers. I'm not convinced it is now.
Stevie Chalmers. Andy?
I think I'm wrong now, but I've wrote it down anyway. But I'm going to go with John Yogi Hughes.
John Hughes.
Oh, that's a shout, but nah.
And Sean?
I was going with Chalmers as well, along with Paul.
Stevie Chalmers. Gentlemen, the player indeed was Stevie Chalmers.
Yeah, boy.
Stevie Chalmers scored his hat-trick in a 40-minute hat-trick in a 5-1 demolition win.
It has totally pointless.
January 1966.
Totally pointless fact. We got his sister back on the same plane for Seville. There you go.
Gentlemen, player number 3 is this guy. Who the fuck is
easy.
that guy?
Celebration does it all, eh? I think I better shut my bus actually, because I could be wrong here.
13. When did they start putting fucking? It was 1 to 11, wasn't it? But when did they start getting early? The 11 on the shot.
When you look at that, there's a strange thing about that number. There's not often a number 13 when it was the squad numbers, when it was just a 1 to 11. There was not often number 13 you actually go into squads.
You've been mucking about with the numbers again, Hoggy, you know?
No, numbers are genuine, mate. It looks like a wee bit fucked up as well. I've not touched those numbers.
I'm going to go with my initial. Who I thought about it has to be actually, because other ones didn't. No offence to the person, I think it might be was always carried a wee bit of weight. That person was like
70s, innit? 70s. That's.
Oh.
It is in the 70s, Andy. As well. I'll give you the year,
the
1970.
V-neck in the top.
Oh, right, wait a minute.
The team.
Right, gents, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. You need to take this off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Andy, who the fuck was that guy?
I'm stuck between two, and I don't know what one to pick. I'm going to go with King Kenny.
John?
And I know 13, but
that was the first Celtic jersey I ever had. My Uncle Cahill brought it for me. I can remember being as proud as punch wearing it and did PE at school, thinking it was the bee's knees. But I haven't a clue who's wearing it, though. I haven't a clue who that is.
No worries, Paul.
I've got 3 written down, and it could be any of them. I'm going to go with the celebration. Dalglish in that kind of celebration. The 3 I've got written down is Dixie Deans, Dalglish or Harry Hood. And I'm going to go with Dixie.
Yeah.
Dixie Deans. So, gentlemen, that player played, the goals that were scored in that one as well was in the 1973 Scottish League Cup semi-final at Hampden Park. 2 of the goals, one of the goals was set up from Kenny Dalglish, another goal was set up from Billy McNeil. Person number 3 is indeed Harry Hood.
Oh, Harry Hood.
Harry Hood was the third.
I was got my other choice was Dixie Deans or King Kenny. I never had Harry Hood, but aye. That was a hard thing.
I've never seen him play, but tell me some player.
The 4th one that we've got here, gentlemen, is probably the more difficult of the 4. And it's the furthest back one as well. So, gentlemen, the 4th player that I've got here is a hat-trick scoring Celtic player versus Rangers is this guy.
Oh,
Not much to go with on that one as well, but I've tried to give you a clue with the hair as much as I possibly can. I'll give you some clue in this one. It was October 1957. It was scored.
7-1 game.
If you know your history as well, you know that was the infamous 7-1 game, Scottish League Cup final.
Right.
So again, this is why I'm saying as well, it might be for the historians and the people that know their stats rather than knowing this person by picture as well. But it was in the infamous 7-1 hammering of Rangers in the League Cup final. This fella scored 3 goals. First one was a lovely header before 2 well-taken finishes, including one where he ran half the length of the pitch before coolly slotting home.
Got it.
Gentlemen, I am going to come off there as well. Sean, I'm coming to you first, brother. Who the fuck was that guy?
I've just had the song go through my head here now. I'm trying to remember exactly who it was that scored. Wally Fernie, was it?
Wally Fernie. Paul?
That's what I've got. Billy McPhail.
Yeah.
Andy?
I went for McPhail, but I think it might be wrong.
Gentlemen, your 4th player, and well done, Paul and Andy, because it was indeed Billy McPhail, the younger brother of John. Hat-trick in Celtic 7-1 League Cup final of 1957 was another highlight of the decade as well. So, gentlemen,
hairdresser, by the way. He was a hairdresser. There you go. There's a bit. The famous. But no, I know you go, Hoggy.
Sorry, I was going to say, Paul, congratulations, mate. You won that.
I won you, mate.
You won that, aye.
Oh, super. He's on the. Remember the centenary video that came out, the one that Billy McConnelly and that's getting interviewed in the jungle. I don't know if you.
Aye, yeah.
Billy McPhail's on it. Quite camp. He's quite a camp. Didn't know that just because of hairdresser. That should like fucking about the 70s here. But he's quite a camp individual. You know what I mean? Quite an expressive man. But aye, there you go.
Andy there, Alistair, got a message for you, mate.
I was only a teenager.
I was keeping it again a wee look through there as well. So fair play. There was a lot of really good guesses in there as well, and for a lot of folk got actually Bill McPhail. So well done, guys. I think that might have been our older generation of fans as well that followed.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
I put you as one of the statos, Paul, as well. You know your history, brother. You know your history.
Just when he mentioned he was a hairdresser, I was like, what the fuck's that? Was a hairdresser?
No.
One of your lasses is a hairdresser. It's fucking no good to me.
Gentlemen, let's get back to talking about Celtic. Paul, I'll come to you with this one, mate, as well. I was talking to Frankie McGuinness. Frankie, God bless you, brother. Frankie's the one of the main men in the Notre Dame Celtic supporters bus that leaves Motherwell. Talking to him and as the day, and we were just sitting chatting obviously about the game on Sunday and then what comes after it. And there's a lot of fans, Paul, that at the start when we got the draw or the fixtures through as well, that Celtic's fucking one to watch with with the fixtures that they've got. But when you look at it now, actually, we played the team in 6th, the team in 5th, then we've got to play the team. The way it works out as well, we played Falkirk, Hibs, now we've got Rangers, then we've got Motherwell, and then we'll get Hearts. So the 3 biggest games is the 3 last games for us. Would you have seen that as something as well, that get the points in the board as well first after 2 teams, and then we tackle these ones? And do you think Celtic has maybe got the tougher dragging in now as well? Because Rangers, the fixtures that they've got, have not got, well, they've basically played Motherwell and Hearts already, so they've got the other 2. So
they've got one hard one left, haven't they? And that's us.
Well, of course, but after us as well, they've got.
Listen, mate. We're hitting the hardest run, of course we are. Hibs and Falkirk should have and did take care of themselves, and it was always going to be. Listen, I can't keep expressing enough how I'm pretty comfortable now. I'm pretty comfortable with this, but I'm not getting wrong. It's still really, really stressful. And as I say, we're at that funeral day, the majority of folk there were Celtic boys, and we're talking about how it's just. We're trying to think of a game that we've really enjoyed this season, and I couldn't think of one. I couldn't really think of one game that I thought that's just kind of a game that you've just really enjoyed. I'm talking about from an easy point of view, a relaxing point of view. Get an away game, like you go up to Aberdeen and you just put on a show tonight. Just get an early goal and go and get another 2 or 3. There's been none of that this year, or very, very little. These 3 coming up, they're what they are. We've done the damage in the 2. The damage, that's a bit of a strong word for how we've won the 2 games, but we've won the 2 games that we needed to win. The biggest benefit for me, as I say, call me small-minded if you will, but they 100 been out there getting beat on their 2 games has just, for me, it's like a pressure valve just been released. And knew the worst that can happen. And again, I hope this doesn't sound like I'm conceding anything, but the worst that can happen is we lose the league. But the worst that could have happened is we lose the league to they bastards. And everything that comes with that, so getting all the shite in your ear off them, and Danny Rowe being the best things fucking ever when he been more noise, no. And then, there he is, handsome. And then of course the biggest.
Hi, Paul.
I don't think we could emphasise enough. Sorry, Nicky, I'll just finish you this point, mate. I don't think we could emphasise enough how important it is that they did not get right into the Champions League. That could have been generational changing. It really could. So call me parochial, call me small-minded, call me hateful if you will. I'm not giving a fuck. I want them out of the equation altogether. In my opinion, I know they're not quite out of the equation, but they're not going to win the league, let's be honest. And that takes out that first of all makes me really, really happy that they're paying and they're suffering, but also it just alleviates a lot of pressure from me, Hoggy. Okay, what I mean, it really, really does. And no, listen, as I say, the worst that can happen, I'll finish with this, is the Jambos winning the league. That's high. And whilst that would be a nightmare, I could live with it.
Yeah. Welling United fan as well. Yes, mate, absolutely. I've got your question linked in there as well, but I've linked it in with another one that I've got as part of the agenda for tonight anyway. So absolutely, I know you did pay your £2 for it, mate, as well. So absolutely, we will get to that question. It's part of another thing I've got on the agenda, so we'll get to it when we get to that agenda item as well. So, Nicky, how the hell are we doing, son?
Good. Good evening, everyone. Nice to
Nicky
see
boy.
you. Sorry I'm late. I had to finish work late.
You've not missed Nicky, you've not missed a thing, but we're waiting on you. You've not missed a thing.
I had to take the dog a walk, and that's me just in. So apologies. I didn't even catch the start of the show, and I thought that was Barry there for a minute using AI to give him hair. Thanks very much, Kev. Nice to see you all. Nothing much happening this weekend, is there?
No, quiet one, Nicky.
Quiet one as well. That's why we've been sitting twiddling our thumbs for the last hour and 19 minutes waiting on your arrival, Mr. Weir.
Sorry about that. How are you doing?
No apologies needed, nor given
Good,
me as
mate,
well. It's not a story thing for this year as well. We're just happy that your handsome Dan face has appeared
Sickeningly, let's be honest, call it how it fucking is. Sickeningly handsome. You know what I mean? Annoyingly handsome, all of the words.
Take the specs off and you'll see a different Nicky though as well. Shave that heat and take the specs off.
Take that filter off your camera.
It's a wink.
Anyway, enough of trying to kind of inflate this man's ego as well. Nicky, we've had a real good chat tonight as well already about Celtic, about Sunday, about what to expect. The first one that I asked the boys as well, just generally, is the lead up to Derby Day as well, and what that means. Obviously, you are situated in another European country from ourselves as well, which the name of the supporters club, I'm sure, will give that away. Geneva CSC. So what does Derby weekend look like for you and the guys over there? Because obviously the Geneva CSC as well is a prominent feature on this podcast with regards to how kind you are as well to us with the sponsors, no sponsorship as well, but the support, donations at the tops and stuff like that. What does the weekend look like as well for an expat as well, living in another country? We have other squad of madmen as well that follow Celtic. What does it look like over there?
It's really exciting, Hoggy. Really exciting. The large majority of the Geneva CSC is Scottish and Irish. We have a few French, we have a few Swiss, one or two other countries mixed in there. But generally speaking, it almost feels a bit like home. We make plans with our respective families to do other things where we can slip out to the pub and watch it. The pub that we're watching in doesn't traditionally open on a Sunday, so they open only for us for these games.
Perfect.
And it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It just feels like we're back home again, and you can really feel that when you walk into the pub as well. We're no longer in a different country. We can use the same type of language and communication that we would do back home, and it's
English.
Brilliant. Well, somewhat English. There's Scottish and Irish there, so it kind of messes up a few things, but generally speaking, it's just brilliant fun. And look, without trying to rub it in, the weather's getting a wee bit better, so we can put our shorts on and go and watch the game and have a couple of pints, and that's what's not to love about that. So, really good atmosphere, Hoggy. And to be honest, it's not just this one; we've got a week after as well, and then the Scottish Cup. So, an exciting few weeks for the Geneva CSC.
That's why your club's great, Nicky. Just everything you've said there, mate. I mean, that's just what makes your club great. You know what I mean? That you've got that community and all that stuff.
Great shout, Paul. There's been many times where I've been in countries watching Celtic games as well, and it's one of those things. And everybody will all be in the same boat, that you maybe go to a pub yourself as well, or walk up with a couple of folk as well, but you get in there. And as soon as you're in there as well, you're at home because you're in there as brothers and sisters as well of Celtic.
That's like when you go on holiday, isn't it? When you go on holiday and you walk, the minute you see somebody with a Celtic tap, it's sound. You know what I mean? Straight away, no matter what else sound.
Yeah,
you see some of the Rangers tap wanker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Thankfully, Paul, there's
that's why I got to start the phones up. Sorry, Nicky, what are you saying?
No, I was just going to say there's not too many of them.
Good.
And from a Scottish perspective, I think we're the only club in Geneva that has a wee club. There's Liverpool, Man U, I think West Ham and Arsenal as well. But the biggest one, weirdly, is Benfica.
Massive.
I think they call it Casa Benfica. They're unbelievable. They've got their own. They own their own place. They have dinner and all that before. Incredible setup for the Benfica supporters club over here. We're a close second.
Nicky, I could be wrong, right? I'm not far away for this, but I'm sure Benfica's got the most. They've got a members thing with Benfica, something that we should have.
Most in the world.
Most in the world.
Yeah,
so that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't. But yet, when you're in Lisbon, fucking try and find a Benfica fan. It's all sport Lisbon fans.
Yeah,
aye, madness.
Nicky, one thing you were going to bring on tonight as well, we'd set it up and said to the guys earlier on as well that you've got a wee giveaway you're going to be kind of promoting for us tonight as well. So we're a bit late in the show as well, I think, to be asking for submissions and stuff as well. But Nicky in his supporters club as well is kindly going to give up a prize tonight for a wee giveaway. What we were thinking as well was, we know we've done stuff before. I think the last time Nicky was on, we've done one for the best joke as well. But I think given the kind of late stage of the pod as well, we're in there as well. I don't know if that's going to be something that we can do. Do you want to do the best joke, or do you want to do one based on the game on Sunday, Nicky, for the giveaway, and we can get that one announced on Monday?
Whatever you think. I mean, I know we're on limited time. I'd like to give away something. We donate all the proceeds we get for shirts to the Kano Foundation. That's got the Kano Foundation badge on our shirt. So it's just a wee, end of season giveaway. So a joke about something, I don't know, or you want to make it about Sunday, completely up to you. You're El Capitano, Hoggy.
Well, no. What we're going to do is, Nicky, set this up, gentlemen. So ladies, gentlemen, everybody in the community, there is 224 of you beautiful beautiful people with your eyes on us just now. What the challenge is we're going to sit to you just now is, Nicky has said the best joke that we all agree on for the tonight is going to win a Geneva CSC top, which is, as I say, sponsor of the Kano Foundation, and all proceeds and all profits from those jerseys do go to the Kano Foundation. So, ladies and gentlemen, the starting gun has went.
Go for it. Go for it.
Best joke
I don't know how long you've got, but the best joke you can come up with, if you can keep it clean as well, that'd be great.
That's exactly my point.
Nicky, can I just...
We're a clean pod. We don't swear and we don't talk about things that we shouldn't talk about as well, and call Rangers fans things that we shouldn't call them. So,
Nicky, over the last few weeks, sorry, Hoggy. Nicky, over the last few weeks, people have been asking about ordering taps. You know, the Geneva. Well, you've got the three now: the hoops, the black, and the white one with the collar. How did they go about ordering these taps? I know you've got to bulk order. It could take a wee bit of time, but how do people order a tap? How do they get one?
Thanks, Andy. Great question. There's two ways. I would suggest, number one, just contact us through social media on Instagram and Facebook. And basically, we add you to a list. We can't give you a shirt straight away because we don't hold stock. And ultimately, we'll do a bulk order and we'll add your name in it. We'll ask for some money. And it'll be a bit cheaper than go through the Anil's website. Or alternatively, you can go through the Anil's website and buy it. But there's two problems there. First of all, the first problem is it's a bit more expensive. And then secondly, I don't think the Anil's website hosts the away top, which is black, and the white one, the third one. So basically just message us through Facebook or Instagram.
And what is that? Geneva Celtic Supporters Club?
That's it, Geneva CSC. And we'll just add you to a wee list. We can't guarantee it like within a week delivery or whatever, but
for me so far.
If we add you to the list, I promise we'll give you a wee shot.
So guys, if there has been a few people, as Andy saying, who have reached out and we spoke on Monday, certainly about how to order it. And yes, you can order the home top directly from the Anil's website as well. We've seen that on there. There's quite a few different Geneva items on there as well, training gear and stuff like that. But the tops themselves, it's only the home version of the top which is on the Anil's website. If you are wanting to get your name on the list for the black one or the white one, guys, the more people that ask for it as well, and the more that means the quicker it's going to get to actually getting that bulk order in place as well. So if you are interested in that top, Nicky, where do they need to go to?
At Geneva CSC on Instagram, and then if you just type in Geneva Celtic Supporters Club in the search bar of Facebook, that's just send us a private message. We'll add you to a wee list. We'll stay in contact and take it from there.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that, Nicky.
Pleasure. Thank you.
We've got a couple of entries in already, which was First, I didn't believe my dad stole a job from a lollipop man.
Didn't mind it at all.
Would you call a bear with no ears?
That's good too. That's good too.
That was a good one as well. Yeah. Okay, keep them coming.
I will continually put these up, guys. So just keep your eye on the comments.
It's exhausting every season at the start of the Wrexham documentary. He's clearly made that up himself. I would imagine that's pretty good.
Nicky, I'll come to you, brother, as well, because the next one as well is kind of linking in with Welling's question that they put to us as well, where Andy had said at the start as well of, the Motherwell manager is again somebody that's been spoken about, and again I think his name was quoted about in the tabloids again over the last couple of days about how he's the one that's basically been spoken about with quite a bit of rigor, whatever you want to say, in Celtic Park's hallways now.
Yep.
First of all, would you take the Motherwell manager? And secondly, the caveat to that is Welling's asking as well, would you bring Ange Postecoglou back as Celtic manager if you had the option?
Oh, if I had the option, Ange, for sure. But I don't think that's on the table, Hoggy. No, I really don't. I think that ship has sailed, and I just can't see the big man back. As a second option, Askow, I think, has done tremendously well this year. There was a suggestion that he could be this year's Jimmy Thelen, the Aberdeen guy, but I think he's far surpassed that. And just in midfield alone, for me, Hoggy, it's been incredibly impressive. So with hopefully a little more budget, I'd be really interested to see what he can do for us. I think the other bookie's favourite, Robbie Keane, a bit more of a name, a bit more of a presence. I'm not sure, if I'm honest, if if that would work. If I had the choice between Keane and Askew, I'd go for Askew.
Sean, I'd be interested in your opinion, mate, as well as a debutant on the Celtic Supporters podcast this evening. Same question to yourself, mate. Is Askew somebody that you would see as a front runner for you, and who would you like?
Oh, definitely.
And would you potentially bring Ange Postecoglou back if the option was there?
I'd love Ange back. I don't think he'll ever come back. I don't think that's going to happen. Askew, absolutely. Robbie Keane, no fucking way. His politics and my politics don't agree. I don't want that man anywhere near Celtic, as far as I'm concerned. But definitely Askew, like Motherwell are the best footballing team in the league this year, by far. I would definitely bring him in.
Yeah, I think he's potentially got a really, really good addition for his Celtic job coming up tomorrow night as well, because
definitely
Motherwell have been spoken about as, I don't, and pardon me for the remark in the way that I'm going to kind of put this across, but they've been quoted as the kingmakers this year as well. The fact that it's who does best against Motherwell is going to win the league, because both Celtic and Hearts have still got to play Motherwell. Paul, for yourself, and just on that, if Askew does get the best of Hearts tomorrow as well, do you think that improves his chances of coming to Celtic as well, or is that just a pie in the sky thing that he's done us a favour, gave a job?
Nah, I don't think that would have any sway in either. Obviously, it's going to endear him more to us as fans, but that would only be if he doesn't do a Scott McDonald and beat us when we go to play them. And so, but no, I don't think anything happens. I think he's already done enough. No matter what happens between now and the edge of the dear Kaiser. Oh, see. We need to go with that.
We'll bring it back up.
I'm meant to try and bring that back to a sensible conversation. Askew. No matter what happens between now and the end of the season, the man's done enough and to justify being in the conversation. I agree with Sean. I think Robbie Keane's. I mean, obviously the clubs he's chose to manage didn't do him any favours. Or politics, I would imagine, align very similarly, Sean. So for me, Ange, absolutely, but I don't think Ange. I don't think Ange. He seems very, very set in his ways, very stubborn, that's what I'm doing and that's it. He's already said he doesn't go back the way, so I think that rules him out. I think he would be going against all his. We're sliding into homophobia territory here a bit.
I was going to say that clearly that warning of keep these jokes clean. Then you've got
the buttons, so.
Hey, it's an entry, mate, as well. Nicky's the judge here as well. I've got to show me the entries that's coming in.
So for me, Askew, I think the boy did. Look what he's done to some players that he's got. Look at the players that he's turned around. I was under the impression that he had bought half of all of these players basically, but it turns out I've done a bit of digging. He's just turned them into better players, including their very own Stephen Welsh, who's a mainstay at the back. So for me, Askew would be my number one choice, unless there's somebody out there that they put at the heart that's you think fucking I will take. Who that might be, I don't know. But no, I would. I think the manager's sitting there, staring you in the face, along with a couple of these players, by the way, that would improve their team straight away and no for crazy money. So you're getting a decent manager and probably a couple of players that are going to improve your team, and you've still got a budget to spend. So you're starting to build that straight away. It's very difficult to put a point across when nobody's laughing at jokes, eh?
I know, mate. Apologies.
No, I've done it myself, but you know what I mean.
Andy, last but not least, mate, as well. Obviously, you are very much in the Jean's Berthel Askew. Is that the right Askew Berthel? Whatever his name is, yes. In his fan club as well. We spoke about this before about how he probably is our pick of certainly who's been quoted to us just now. I think Sean's right as well. I think the Robbie Keane appointment would rub a lot of people up the wrong way as well, given his prior connections elsewhere. Yeah. I, for one, I'm not political, and I'm no by any means been against the guy for what he's done as well, but plenty of people would for what he could have chose to dismiss morals as well, to take money from states that sponsor.
It's the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We've done business with Israeli clubs and that before, and we shouldn't have, because we wouldn't have done business with apartheid South Africa. So there's not really a difference, but there these people are even worse if that's.
And I think, Paul, what's been levelled at our fans sometimes as well, with having Israelis in our team as well, about how showing support for Palestine as well as then showing disregard for the players for Celtic Football Club as well, with Near Beaton and the wee winger.
Well, Beaton has deserved every bit of that if he did get any stick, because he's certainly shown his. Anyway, I said I wouldn't do politics tonight. So.
Yes, anyway.
We're on jokes here. So
Andy, so ask you as well, I know you're firmly in the yes camp for that as well, but just to kind of put Welling's question to yourself as well, if there was an opportunity to bring Ange Postecoglou back in as Celtic manager, would you take that option up?
I was definitely for that when Rodgers left. That was my first choice all the way. But Ange's already stated that he's not the type of manager to go back. So that is certainly it's a non-starter. It certainly isn't going to happen. I loved Ange. I loved his time at Celtic. The type of football was fantastic. But that isn't going to happen. It's not even in my mind, to be honest with you. Nobody else is in my mind apart from Askew, to be honest with you. I just think people are saying about the structure behind the scenes at Celtic Park. What's the point in bringing in a manager like that when he's not got a support system behind him? And I totally agree, but I think, if we don't go and try and get this guy, somebody else is going to take him and we're going to regret it. And who knows who we might end up with Robbie Keane. That's somebody that's he's not even in my thoughts. I don't know how he deserves to get a Celtic job. I don't know. People could say the same about Askew as well. But the fact is that Askew has been they were getting spoke about as potential title contenders just a few weeks ago. He's basically, he's beaten just about every team. And in fact, he's beaten every team in the league as far as I'm aware, and especially the top half of the table. He's outplayed them the majority of the time. This is a guy that's playing in the league that we play in right now. He's doing the business in this league right now. He's up close. He's next to us. He's right there. Go and get him. I just look to the future and I think if Celtic, and this is a big if they can get their act together, and this guy, look what he's done with players like O'Donnell and McGinn, guys that are 34, 35 are looking outstanding defenders. He's got ordinary players playing a system that makes them feel comfortable. They know what they're doing. They could all at times you watch Motherwell and you go, they could play blindfolded here because you know what each and every player is on the park, and there's a purpose to their passing. It's not just passing it to him because I don't know what to do with the ball. I can't even beat a man. There's a whole system behind it. He's a very intelligent. He's a very, very intelligent coach. And again, look what he's done with Welsh as well. Somebody who we deemed not good enough to be at Celtic, and he's one of the best defenders in the league this season at Motherwell. And then you've got players like that he could bring with him, possibly, like Just and Watt and Maswinisi, that's done the business. If their guys are coming into Celtic with potentially better players around about them, then if this happens, I can't wait to see Celtic play next season. If this happens, because that he's going to be a really exciting manager, I think. I really, really hope that we get our house in order and get this guy in the door, because he's my only choice. I'm not even thinking about him else. If he was the man Celtic, I will be gutted.
Andy, can I ask you a question? Because I think most Celtic fans we would choose him. Is there any left field option you would choose, like somebody that's not really been spoken about, or somebody that you might think would be a good fit for us?
No, really. I've not really thought about MD. I know Martinez, he's no left field, I suppose, but Martinez, the only thing that would put me off about Martinez is he's going to a World Cup with a national team, and you need somebody in the door pretty pronto with the amount of work it's to get done. That's the only thing that would put me off. I just like the way Askew goes about his business, and I know people are talking about where Motherwell going to finish fourth this season and all that, but you're at a bigger club, you've got a better quality player, hopefully. And I just kind of look ahead to what he can actually do with a group of players that if he's getting properly backed and we get our kind of recruitment in order, then it could be amazing times at Celtic if this does happen.
Alec Neil could be one of their left field appointments.
True. Yep.
Consistently done good jobs wherever he's went, by the way. Celtic
he's a Celtic fan, is that right?
Celtic fan, aye. I think the other one that I mean, obviously there's baggage as well, as Kevin Muscat. Seems to be highly regarded. Obviously, the baggage is, I think he fucking spent about 5 minutes with the Huns. But he had the new Ange apparently. So these are
here's one for you, Paul.
Right, Nicky boy.
If given a chance, would you take Martin for another year?
No.
Okay.
I think we've seen over the last wee while, Nicky, that I mean, he's 76 for a start. Okay, what I mean, I think I would love that. My dream is for Martin O'Neill to go in a double, and I was already immortal anyway in Celtic history, but complete immortality, statue material. I'm fucking talking about here. If he pulls his double off, that's my dream to see Martin O'Neill going out with Hampden with the double. But I think another season, I wouldn't want to do it to the man's health, Nicky. To be honest with you, I mean that would be my. I mean, he's a man of a different era, but he's still getting a great tune at the great tune. Sometimes a better tune than others, but he knows how to win games of football. I think just let him get to the end of the season and send it and get him away on his way and enjoy your retirement. Okay, I mean, even though he doesn't look 76, he certainly doesn't act that. He's all the attributes, but no, not for me. Martin O'Neill's run his race at the end of the season.
No, I firmly agree with that one. To be fair, I thought about that when I seen the options for it and some of the things in Martin's press conference, which we've not actually kind of covered. There's no much really, we've not really covered anyway in that. But he was asked if it was his last Celtic Rangers derby, and he said it most likely is. It wasn't a definitive. It's my last one. That's it. It most likely is, and I agree as well that I think
that will be.
What Martin came in and did there as well was a job to tide us over until we got ourselves in order. I think Martin O'Neill, asked him to do another year as well is going to be short-sighted for Celtic, because then it's not a long-term building job again. How can you give trust millions of pounds as well to somebody that's only in the door for a year? I think what Celtic need to do now is get behind somebody as well who are willing to bring the type of football that Celtic want to see, and somebody with a bit of integrity, and somebody that's going to be there for a bit of time as well. So I don't think that Martin O'Neill should be an option for us. I thank him. A lot of people were saying as well that he maybe is going to ruin his legacy by coming to Celtic and what he's done. I certainly don't think where we're sitting just now that legacy's ruined. I think it can maybe be enhanced more than anything else.
Absolutely.
But he's got the chance as well to win 2 pieces of silverware in the last few weeks of the season. And if he does that as well, then immortality awaits the man.
I just want to bring something up. Obviously, the Manager of the Year awards and Player of the Year's awards and stuff like that took place, and McInnes get Manager of the Year. Now, you could be in a situation where McInnes wins absolutely nothing and gets Manager of the Year, and Martin O'Neill comes in and ends up winning a double and gets nothing. It's really bad timing. How these things not done at the end of the season when everything's done and dusted, you know? Nothing's decided yet.
I've always worried that. I've always questioned that as well. I don't understand that, why you do it 2 or 3, 4 weeks before the end of the season, because a lot can change. I just wanted to ask Hoggy this question, right? Maybe it's been asked before, I don't know. But in my opinion, if Martin does end on a double, this surpasses what he done 20 years for us, in my opinion. Given the background, given his age,
circumstances
and so on and so forth, it's almost like boxing with one hand behind your back at 74, whatever age the man is. This, for me, given the anarchy that's been on behind the scenes, we all know the story of this season. If he pulls this off, and it is a big if, but he's in me a chance, is this a bigger achievement than what he done 20 years ago?
For me, I'll give you my honest answer, Nicky, as well, and I think the answer for me would be no. I think what he's done with the challenges that's been placed in front of him as well has been nothing short of brilliant. But what Martin O'Neill built when he was here as well was my favourite team, basically, of my Celtic watching era. We've been very much entertained by great football of Ange Postecoglou, which was fantastic football. But the team that man built as well when he was here before, the strength, the unity, the absolute quality within that team is something that I will look back as well and say that's still my favourite period of watching Celtic. That was when the original 2-0 half-time came into play as well. So me and Barry are to a lot of half-time pints as well with that one, because they used to go out and just batter teams. And that's when Celtic Park was that type of place that people came as well when you knew that you were going to be in the end of a fucking drubbing. So for me, it would be a no to that, Nicky, because I thoroughly enjoyed his first time at Celtic Park. Now, there's many detractors that would say he left a bit of a mess. He left an aging team. He left a team in turmoil and stuff like that, which I don't think is the man's fault. He left for legitimate reasons. I think certainly with his wife and stuff. But no, I would say no to that one as well. I think it only enhances what he'd done before, mate. It shows a different side of it. I wouldn't say this surpasses it for me. But
do you mind if I ask the rest of the group? I've got Sean. How you doing, mate? I've not met you, Sean. Nice to meet you, mate.
All right, pal. How's it going?
I'm very well, mate. Listen, take on Hoggy's points there, right? My point is, we've all played football at some level, right? And we've played in good teams, we've played in bad teams, right? Martin has inherited a team that's, let's be honest, compared to other, seasons and other generations, is well below par, right? The man's 74, whatever age is, right?
76.
And 76, whatever age is, right? Incredible that part of his career, that part of his life, to come back. We should be nowhere near this, and because of him and only him, we're potentially in, the race for this. So, sure, my point is, if, and it is a big if, he wins the double, is that a bigger achievement, given the circumstances behind the scenes, than what he inherited when he was a younger man 20 years ago with a much stronger team and much more money to spend?
Right. The thing I want to say is we put that into perspective, right?
74, sorry.
But my mother is 77, her birthday tomorrow, right? She's 77 tomorrow. Would I want her managing Celtic? Absolutely not. Because her heart wouldn't be able to take it. So as much as I'd love to see Martin O'Neill do it next season, I don't think that's ever going to happen, and I don't think he should do it. For, as Paul said, for his own health reasons and for everything else, I think he just finish this season out and go home and put his feet up. Or maybe a better role within the club for him higher up. That's something that we should be looking at as well.
So,
Paul, same question to you, mate.
I think you need to look at this two different ways: individual achievements and legacy. And the legacy, I mean, or changing the way your whole club reacted to stuff, which he did the first time round, and that's why the first time round Martin O'Neill took a team, that had Henrik Larsson, Luka Bravchik, Mjällby, Petrov in it already. But they were a team that didn't know how to beat Rangers. They were a team that didn't know how to win big games of football. And he set about changing that whole mentality within the club, which is still, in my opinion, why we're still talking about the dominance that we've had for the last 20 years is a huge, huge part of that. We had better teams. We had arguably a better team under Tommy Burns that couldn't beat Rangers because the mentality is huge in football. So that alone, his legacy for me will always be the first time round is very difficult to beat because he completely turned around the whole ethos isn't the right word, the whole mentality at the club. And he brought players like Chris Sutton to add. He already could see what he had. Then he brought players like Lennon, Sutton, Alan Thompson, John Hartson. I've said it before, bad losers to put in amongst a team that had talent, but were, I hate to say it, but they were losers. They couldn't get a line against Rangers, and he changed all of that, and we reaped rewards of that for many, many years. Still do, you could argue. This is an individual achievement, probably. So if that makes sense, splitting the two of them up.
Yeah.
This is an individual achievement. I would say probably surpasses any individual achievement he's done previously, but he'll always be held in higher esteem for me for what he done first time round because he broke the mould. Us being a team that could play Rangers off the park and get beat 1-0 because we couldn't get over the line, to a team that could go and beat them 6-2 in the first game we played them. Okay, what I mean?
Great
so
point.
that
No, exactly. We're coming for Paul. And
so that isn't too complex an answer.
No,
but it's,
no.
Does that get
very
all right?
honest, very honest, very upfront, and I respect everyone's views.
Cheers, Nicky.
Andy, up to yourself, mate. You I think you've got not the chance to vote because I think there's a bit of, if it's democracy, I think everyone is against me on that one. But Andy, your own points.
If
Martin wins the double, does it surpass what he done 20 years ago?
No, for me. No, for me, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be sweet if it does happen, and I'll be absolutely delighted for him. But this is a man that came in and won a treble with Celtic, league titles, took us to a European final within a ball head of winning a trophy, and on that way, we're beating teams like Liverpool and Stuttgart, and and other European competitions. We've smashed Ajax, and we talk about the O'Neill era as one of the best eras at Celtic. You can't look at this, particularly this season. It will not be remembered for any particular player, I don't think, because it's not been a vintage season. I think it's going to be very important to win the league, but it doesn't surpass what he's done before.
20 years ago.
Paul's absolutely right. You can get back to that era and look at where we are now and how we got to this mentality, winning leagues and winning championships and stuff like that, and doing well in Europe when the odd occasion we do get a good result in Europe. But at that time, we were beating good teams in Europe. We were very, very strong, especially at Celtic Park as well.
Yeah,
he instilled that in the team, and it's continued to this day, certainly domestically anyway, that winning mentality. And it all stems from that period. And let's not forget, even though they were cheating, they were a very strong Rangers team. He overcome them.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at a different Rangers now. They're not quite anywhere near the standard of it, the players they can attract. Look at the players they had, and we all know what they were up to behind the scenes. But they were all good players on that park that we managed to beat them to league titles and and Glasgow derbies.
Yeah.
So I think that at that particular time, that's more pivotal, and for me personally, is that period for Martin O'Neill. I don't think anything will surpass that. I don't think he'll ever get to the point where he was at that time in his time in charge at Celtic.
Cool. Yeah, nice one. Sorry, Hoggy, I took that conversation in a different direction there.
Great
My apologies.
question,
Just interesting. Wanted to
Nicky,
know. That's all.
again, less of your apologies. I bugger you. Less of your apologies as well. We are one podcast as well. We're all get as much of a voice as anybody else, but it was a great question to ask me. There has been a pile of jokes going up there, Nicky. Is there a front runner for your joke of the night so far? Is there
I think so.
I
don't want to do a player of the year thing if we've got like another hour to go, but if I to make a decision right now, there was a guy that mentioned his grandson who made a joke. I can't really remember the joke because I get lost in the conversation there. But the guy that mentioned his grandson, if you could get in contact with us, and Hoggy will organise a shirt for your grandson.
Let's try and find it. See, that's what I'm saying. Watch the fucking jokes coming across here as well, because that guy that said this as well. Let's try and find it.
There's some good jokes in there, by the way. I have to say, really good jokes, but the one with the grandson just
there was some belters there as well. But let me try and find the one that's mentioning a grandson, right? But guys, I'm going to leave you just to talk about this amongst yourselves here, right? Sunday, right? We've spoke about it, right? The importance of this game as well is up there with any. David told me, right? So let me try and find that one for everybody as well. It's up there with any of the last decade, I suppose, as well, of important games, I think, for Celtic at Celtic Park as well against Rangers. And they take it away, mate, as well. Lead the guys in a wee merry chat as well about the game on Sunday and what their thoughts are and what their opinions and their predictions for Sunday are going to be. And we'll start to wrap this one up, brother.
Sean, get into the game on Sunday. We spoke about it at the start, obviously, nerves, trepidation, confidence. Which are overall thoughts? And last thoughts of the night, we're going to get into this game on Sunday, where really the league title is the most important thing. The good thing is you're playing your biggest rivals, and that's it's almost doubled when it comes to the rewards at the end of it. You're still in with a really good chance to win the league, and you're beating them as well and absolutely burying their season. How important is it to you on Sunday, and which are feelings leading up to it?
Well, it's very important, but the importance to me would have been, even if we hadn't won the league, or they had already won the league, or we were never going to win the league, the biggest thing for me is beating them. And that's what the whole attitude should be with everybody within the club, is get out there and beat them. That's what we want to do, is beat them. And if we beat them, we're in pole position. Hopefully Motherwell can do us a wee favour on Saturday night. And I can imagine Martin, being from the area I'm from, he knows as much. It means as much to him as it means to me.
Yep.
So I'm just looking forward to it. The longer this podcast has gone on, the more nervous I've got. It's getting closer and closer to Sunday morning. So it's really getting this squeaky bum time now. So we can do it. We'll do it. I think we'll do it. But it might not be the 3-0 or the 4-0 that everybody's hoping for, but we'll get the result.
Aye.
So well, I'm confident.
Paul,
Just go ahead and do it, Celtic.
Paul, I'll come to you last. Okay, Nicky, we'll get your thoughts next, mate.
I think when you're in this position, there's a few games to go. I think we need to do something differently. For me, I would start with Iheanacho. Like, I don't know why we've not done it previously. I know maybe injury concerns, fitness, I know, but like as someone that clinged on to being a striker in his heyday, I don't care. I would start with him. I'd get a couple of goals. He gets injured, okay, whatever, take him off. But I would start with him. We've got 3 games. Goal difference is a big thing. Start with him. I'd also fire on Sriracha instead of Tanecki and just get Laldi. Like, it's not about finesse or elegance right now. Who wants it more? And sometimes you have to go above and beyond, do something different. So that's my take on it. Give it Laldi.
Paul?
You know I'm very petty, right? So the first thing for me, right, is I love the fact that they're going to have to come and be in Celtic Park tours, because I've been there at Ibrox and it's really shit, right? And they're having to do that for no reason because they're out the league. So they're coming to sit in Celtic Park and just be all pissed off with each other and that. And the only joy they're going to get is preventing us from winning the league. And I remember the days in the 90s. Remember that's all you had left was the desperation of stopping them winning the league. And it's a dark place to be. So I love the fact that they're in amongst it. I love all that. I live off that sort of stuff. I think we will, result-wise, I really fancy us on Sunday. I really do. And I'm going to predict, and I've been wrong before.
I heard that.
You know. Go 3-0 Celtic. If we score early doors, then I think we could rump it, because they can have all the initial passion, if you want to call it that, to try and go to stop us winning the league. But at the end of the day, they've been sucker punched left, right, and centre the last couple of weeks. So I think another early goal for Celtic, and I'm going to go. If we get a good start, which we're very capable of doing, and we've seen it in that game we shared with the players.
We did, yep.
If we have a start like that and we actually put the ball in the back of the net, I think we can. I know Mondays I could make an arse of myself come Monday, but I'm going to stick with my. It's been in my head all week. I'm going to stick with 3-0 Celtic.
3-0.
Nicky, what's your prediction?
3-1, mate. I weirdly thought about 3-0 earlier on, but I don't think we're as watertight at the back, so I think we concede. But I'd take 3-1. I'd definitely take 3-0.
Sean?
1-0. It's going to be tight, boys.
1-0.
I can't see us scoring 3 goals, to be honest with you. But for me personally, 1-0. It's going to be tight. It really is.
I went for 3-0 myself. Hoggy, what's your thoughts leading up to Sunday and your prediction?
2-0 Sunday, mate. Squeaky bum time. I'm in my usual shite. Absolute fighting a battle in my head as well, because I'm not unconfident, but I'm not want to show any confidence as well, because I think that certainly the rule that I've always lived to see, if I'm a cocky cunt as well, I'll get caught out and something bad will happen as well. So I always kind of rein in the cockiness as well, and it's always I'll assign myself to say it'll be a difficult game. We will get the best version of them playing against us. Tough game, 2-0 Celtic. Andy, give us it. I'm just mindful of the time as well. I like to keep this under 2 hours if we can. So give us a very quick one.
My battery's going dead on the phone.
I've said what I've got to say. I said it at the start. Fucking right into them for the start. 3-0 Celtic into this mob.
If anybody's looking for, again, a wee bit of battle charge in your veins as well, go back to this podcast as well and listen to the first 30 seconds. That should give you a wee bit of something as well.
Hoggy, can I just ask you that? I caught that when I was just eating my dinner, because you know that was fucking lovely, mate, and very well delivered.
Yes,
thank you very much, mate. I thought of that myself.
Oh, did you honestly?
No, did I fuck? I put it into fucking. Right, fuck the 2 hours. No, there's definitely no going to wait speed.
No,
The 2
you're
hours
good,
is still great. Anyway, so yeah,
This is what sharing a bath does to you. It brings out your creative spirit.
I went into fucking Google Gemini it was, and I just kind of prompted it and says, write me a poem about Celtic, fucking the Rangers, and about how they're lowest of the low, and this and that and this and that. And it threw out something at me, mind you. Now I had to change quite a bit to it, mind you, because some of the stuff, it was like fanciful stuff. I'm like, no, I need to bring this right down to the people here as well and talk about shite in the shoe and fucking Huns and this stuff. So yes, the body of the poem was delivered to me by Google Gemini, and I tarted it up a wee bit as well. So yes, it was not from my fair hand or my fair head. It was from the head of a total.
I bet it came out your mouth like beauty.
No, I didn't know what Google Gemini is for a start, so I'm off to a bad start there.
It's one of the AI nonsense as well. But listen, it was delivered by me. It wasn't any AI. Actually,
very well, Brett Hoggy. It was really nice. I'm going to watch it again.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much, brother. That's appreciated. I like to, in these games as well, I like to kind of start us off with a wee bit of a let's fucking go this night as well. So I think we delivered that as well. So guys, if you are, but what we'll maybe do, Andy, is I hate saying this and stuff like shorts and stuff like that. Let's get that fucking out there as well.
Aye, definitely. Yep, we'll clip that tonight and get it out. Yeah.
Aye. And Lauren's saying there as well for the PA guy as well. We know the fella as well. So if he did that as well, that would be something that would be quite a
it needs the effects on it, a bit of echo in it. I can add that to it just to get a wee bit more kind of atmosphere to it. It'll be good.
Cool, right, cool. But gentlemen, let's call it quits there. Now, anything that we've not went over tonight that you guys want to kind of jump on before we say our goodbyes and good lucks to our community?
Yep.
I just say something, lads. I'm going to head. I'm heading over to England. I lost my best man there last Monday. I'm heading over to his funeral in Guisborough and Middlesbrough and driving over on Monday night. He was a good Celtic man. He's 59 years of age, died of a heart attack. I just want to give him a shout out there to Mark. He was a gentleman and he died young. I don't want to put a dampener on proceedings, but that's where I'm heading now next week.
Mate, that's not a dampener at all as well. We're one podcast as well that will always try and give shout outs for where it is as well. So it's certainly a sad time. We've heard at the very start of the show of another Celtic man that sadly lost his life and passed away as well. So it's certainly only sad if you think of it in sad ways as well. But I'm sure you've shared many good times with your best man. And I think that's something as well that if you can keep that in your head over the next few days, it will be a tough few days, mate, as well after that as well. But it's sometimes the stories, we say the stories actually make or break what you spoke about as well. So the mere shit that you do when you're alive as well, the mere fucking fantastic stories that people have about you as well. So just keep those stories in your head as well, those positive things, mate, and hopefully that'll get you through. And if we can do anything to cheer you up as well, we will try our hardest.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Well said, Holgy.
All right, that's
very well said.
Anything else, boys? Andy, Nicky, Paul?
Just to say sorry for your loss there, Sean, and RIP to your friend. Sad times, mate. So, aye, and our thoughts, big man.
Cheers, lads.
I backed up, Sean. My condolences to your friend and safe travels. Lads, thank you for having me on. I hope you and the audience, more importantly, have a brilliant weekend. Hopefully get the result and we take it from there.
And David told me, get your...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
An email in.
What a name that is. His grandson is got a Henrik in it, I think. I saw.
Right. Kai Henry Hogan, is that? Kai Henrik Hogan.
Brilliant.
By the way, I put on the bus his son's called Henrik. No, he's called Larson.
Really? Okay.
Larson, aye.
Brilliant. So, Davey, if you get in contact with the podcast and Holgy or Andy or Paul, I'm in contact with them. We'll organise sizes and get it sent out to you. So, well done. Great joke. And well done, your grandson.
Well done, you, man.
Well done, guys. Thank you very much again for everybody's attendance with us tonight. Sean, thank you very much for coming along, buddy, as well. It's been a hell of a debut. You've done excellent, mate. Excellent stuff, mate. So
all the best, lads.
Thank you. Andy, thanks for your time, buddy. Paul,
appreciate that.
Nicky, you handsome bugger as well. Thank you for jumping on again. Thank you for your support from the Geneva CSC, mate, as well, and providing
Pleasure,
your community as well with some top quality talks here as well. So thank you all for your time. We'll be back on Monday for a post-Celtic derby, our Glasgow derby victory. We hope. We will see you on Monday, guys. As always, please, especially in weekends like this, stay safe, stay blessed, stay Celtic, and stay CSP. See you on Monday, guys.
Come on, Celtic.
Let's go!
Come on.